Hello, I'm Kate Edmonds and today I'm delighted to welcome into the caravan Kirstie Allsopp.
Now you've got to excuse the sunglasses. I have the most appalling cold.
No.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry to
I
hear
literally look like something out of the Blue Lagoon. God, it's lovely in here, isn't it?
So what do you think of the location?
I think it's a fantastic location. I love the fact that the table slides and goes up. It's really clever. It's what actually everybody needs in their life, a sliding, lifting table.
So do you think it needs any renovation?
No, I just sit here quietly with my colours. I mean, it is extraordinary that the whole concept of being able to colour wherever you want to colour is so clever. And I have, on your walls before, I have done some colouring. I'm a big orange fan.
How did you get into what you do? How did you get into television?
I just kind of fell into them. With television, it was because I had a house hunting client who wrote an article in the paper about what I'd done for him, and then the television company asked me to make a pilot, and it was at the weekend and they were paying me good money, and I thought, yeah, let's do that, that'll be interesting, and then they'll find proper presenters. They're still looking for proper presenters 20 years on. And with the craft, that was more thought out in the sense that I believed that there was a place for craft on television. When we bought Medigate, that's where Kirstie's Homemade Home started, and that was the first craft show we did. This year we're doing 15 Kirstie's Handmade Christmas. It'll be over 3 weeks, so 5 days a week for 3 weeks. And so there's a lot of craft in that, and
Any colouring in, hopefully?
a lot of colouring in, I'm sure. But yesterday I did one of the days and we were doing cutting at and colouring, and I was thinking, this is the best bit of my day, this is the calmest bit of my day. So many people enjoy colouring in, and they thought they had to leave it behind. Whenever, I don't know about you, but when I'm in meetings and I'm telephone conferences or anything like that, afterwards the piece of paper that's in front of me is absolutely covered in squiggles. Our great friend Ben Fogle recently climbed Everest, and he did a documentary about climbing Everest and how this was something he'd always wanted to do. And I was so overwhelmed by how hard it is and the physicality of it and everything. I know that I can never push myself physically, so I push myself psychologically. The thing about question time is you don't know what questions are going to be asked. So I've done it 4 or 5 times and it's absolutely terrifying. It's my kind of psychological Everest. But I think that it's quite important that people who aren't politicians or aren't specialists, who are just, I mean, it would be silly to pretend my life is every day, but it has a lot of everyday elements, obviously. You know, I've got 2 boys who are 10 and 12, 2 stepsons who are 16 and 19, you know, so I'm having all the things of boys and step families and children at different stages in their education and just general domestic life.
And no screens, hopefully, with all that.
No, there weren't
days?
screens. I mean,
No.
the thing about I think I watched a normal amount of television.
What was your favourite children's programme?
Well, do you remember the BBC used to do very good adaptations of children's books? I loved Blue Peter, obviously, Jackanory, but I really loved, I think they did an adaptation of The 5 Children and It. And that was the thing, you know, when I got home, there was children's television, and there weren't loads of different channels, and you kind of stuck with what you could get, and you came home and you watched it. There was a limit to it. I think the problem now with screens is that people aren't watching television, they're not watching movies. For the most part, they're playing games. A, you can't monitor it, but B, there's no stopping it. You know, this programme finishes, then you can go outside, because it will never finish. And it's very rare that any child will voluntarily end a game. What's extraordinary about these things is that people are making, you know, money out of our children. I've been reasonably lucky, I think, with the games, because in our family they got into the games quite late. We never had an Xbox or anything like that, and I realised that how damaging the games were relatively quickly, and I said I put a stop to it. Loads of people have been in touch with me on my Instagram page to say, oh my god, this is an element of my life. My form of relaxation is tidying.
Well, please come to our house.
I'm quite a tidy person, and I get relaxation out of sort of clearing things out, tidying things up. The thing that people might not know, weirdly, is that I do have this very strict policy of not lying to journalists or interviewers, because there are loads of little white lies that people tell in interviews which they think don't matter, or they think slightly alter people's perception of them in a positive way. And I think that actually, if you lead a life like mine, which from the outside looks incredibly glamorous and, you know, fantastic in all sorts of ways, which it is, which it absolutely is, I don't think it's a good idea to pretend that it's easy, or pretend that you don't have any help, or pretend that you do all of this yourself, or you do all of that yourself. On that subject, my very nice PA is hovering behind me.
Yes, I know, she's getting very cross with me, I can see.
She's going to be about to pull me out.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Well, Kirstie, thank you so much.
Not at all.